It's supposed to be white. Someone at Thinkway needs to be fired. Today, it's a battle between the 2019 Signature Collection Jessie and the 2009 Thinkway Jessie. Let's go! What's up people, ZW here back with another roasting video. I mean a review and comparison video. And today's victim is Jessie. Yes, which means I'm gonna customize Jessie next week and I will need some time to do it, so easy video this week. Unfortunately, I do not have any boxes for this because I got them from eBay loose, but I did get a replacement stand for free. Watch this video if you want to know how I did it. Well, let's get into it. The Signature Collection stand is pretty nice. It has a horseshoe base and they are gold in color. It holds the toy with a death grip from the back of the neck, which makes me nervous thinking that all the pressure is over here when I'm displaying her, so yeah, I'm going to have to modify the stand. Well, for this Jessie, I don't think there's a stand provided. I don't even know which version this Jessie is because there are a couple different versions of Jessies over the years. It's not this Japanese Jessie because the red lines are too straight on the sides instead of the curve that it's supposed to have. It's not this interactive buddies Jessie because her buttons are not as flat as this. That button is what the Signature Collection Jessie has. It's not this Jessie because the yellow part of her vest is just too small. It should be at least half of her body. Which means it's also not the Hawaiian Vacation Jessie because that's exactly the same body underneath. And needless to say, it's not the newer Toy Story 4 Jessie because she doesn't even have a button. Which leaves us with two Jessies. One released before the Toy Story collection line and one in 2010 together with the Toy Story 3 movie. Either way, this is at least 10 years old. And the point is, there is no stand provided for either one, so let's compare the head. There are real strings for the Signature Collections, white trim along the border and a white strip in the center. This on the other hand has no other white paint and no strings at all, so I can't even mod this if I wanted to. It also has nasty looking holes on top of here, while the Signatures has holes that are less conspicuous. Alright, now let's compare the toy themselves. First, I will talk about the 2009 version, then the 2019 version, then I will compare them with the movie, and we shall see if the new one is always better. Starting from the boots, I have to say, I like these boots. The design is so accurate, with details like the cactus here, the shade of yellow is right, and it seems like they used the same mold for the newer version, but added even more details. The texture on the new boots is even better. However, the color is wrong, as you can see from the boots in the movie. The shade of yellow was so on point. I don't know why they changed it to gold. The denim jeans are both fake and printed on. The old one is printed on some kind of cotton cloth, I think, but the new one is on some synthetic cloth. I know it's hard to ignore the flicking chaps when it's all over my table. Please hold on. Can you hear it? The new one is a little rougher. I think they are trying to imitate the feel of real denim. But if you've touched the one with real denim before, which is only available in the first few batches of the white logo Jessie, you will know that it feels so much better. How do I know? Fine. I found one in Japan and I didn't want to review it so early, but okay, just a teaser. It's so hard to tell texture in a video, and I used to think that it's no big deal until I found this and I touched her. Her jeans. Now I understand why everyone is chasing after the Cloud logo hoodie, because I'm looking for one as well. When you look at this, you would think that yeah, it looks like denim, but when you put them side by side, the color is so much lighter. The depth of every line is so much more intricate and deep. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it just feels so much better.
Stop it.
Anyway, back to the chaps. The 2009 version has a cloth chaps which has aged really well, while the 2019 version is just a mess on my table. But not all is bad about the new one. At least they used the right color thread, which is white along the borders. And speaking of flicking, I'm sure you can already see the belt flaking, which is another haphazard change with little foresight. The old one is just a flexible rubber or plastic material with no texture at all. The belt buckle looks exactly the same aside from the color change. Again, the old one is more accurate, but both buckles are too shallow. The details are too flat compared to the movies, which has a little more depth, ridges. You know what I mean. So if you're wondering why the older Jessie looks thicker than the new one, that's because back then the company wanted to steer away from the idealistic proportion of a Barbie. No, I'm just kidding. The real reason is the voice box. The older Jessie has a bigger voice box and it consists of two parts. The voice box itself and the battery compartment, which is hidden in her bum. While the Signature Collection Jessie received an upgraded all-in-one voice box that is smaller and thinner. It took Jessie 10 years to slim down. I guess I still have time. The old Jessie has more than 20 sayings, while the new Jessie has 33 sayings apparently. Both of them have some of the same phrases like while the old one has some phrases that the new one does not.
I got a thing about you. Let's have ourselves a laughing contest. Me first.
Too bad my Signature Collection Jessie's voice box is 40. So the real reason why I bought this 2009 Jessie and not the other many Jessies, not the Disney Store Jessie or even the UK Mattel Jessie, because I like the overall proportion of this. And the cloth is so much more accurate. I don't think it's supposed to be shiny like the Signatures, so this is perfect. The yellow part is similar to the Signatures, which looks similar to the movies, size-wise. I want to go over this red line with an actual thread. But this row of green thread, I have no idea how or why anyone could get this wrong. Someone at Thinkway needs to be fired. I actually thought that it's supposed to be green until I started to make this video and did some research for myself. It's supposed to be white. White. I'm okay. Now let's talk face. Another questionable choice made by Thinkway. Well, it's not too bad. Both versions are exactly the same. One with sculpted hair and one with really thin rooted yarn hair. But oh my god, do you see this? I swear, I've always thought that it's a full sculpt. But if you look closely, not only can you see glue stains throughout, you can actually see the seam itself. Look at this hole. Curiosity kills the cat. No, curiosity kills Jessie's hair. Now you are an expert on everything Jessie. I'm off to start customizing her, so stay tuned to my channel, watch my other videos here, and I will see you next time.